Hello, everyone. Jose J. Garcia, real estate investor coach and mentor here. So, special guest is always here on the house. We got Minion. Minion here is a jack of all trades. He's interesting. You're going to get to hear a lot of the stuff he's doing. So, real estate investor, mobile home investor, coach that calls it like it is. That's my kind of coach. I don't want to high five. I want to be told what I need to be doing, not what I want to hear. So, Minion, how you doing? Good evening.
Man, I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on, Jose. And
Absolutely.
glad to be here to everybody tuning in on the Mobile Home University.
Absolutely. We've been trying to do this for a little while. Sooner or later, we had to make it happen. So here we are. So, Minion, you do phenomenal stuff. I'm always impressed by what you're doing, even your shirt you're wearing right now. So, as always, but for
Let's let them see that shirt, man. Y'all look at that shirt.
they see me closing the hate. That's about the size of it. Anybody see you be successful, they just got to hate a little bit. It's one of those things, but hey, it comes with the territory. So,
It
Minion, for
does,
those
man.
that don't know you, tell us about you.
So, man, I'm just one of those real people. I'm a guru, not a guru. Okay.
Okay.
A lot of people don't even know how much stuff I actually do because I'm very bad at promoting myself and my businesses on social media and that stuff like that. You know, it's amazing because a lot of my inner circle, they know what I do, but I know guys that, man, they started like 2 years ago and they out here promoting themselves like they the best thing since sliced bread. And I'm thinking like, man, I know you. Like, I remember when you asked me questions about real estate investing. So, I just say that to say this. Some of the people doing the biggest things are the ones you never even heard of.
Mhm.
And everybody out here who say they're doing a whole lot of stuff, do your due diligence like you should always do in any type of real estate transaction or high ticket transaction. You should always do your own due diligence.
Absolutely.
That's the big.
I can agree with that. And yeah, there's a lot of teachers, there's a lot of number ones, a lot of all kinds of nonsense. I see it. You ain't making enough money. You too focused on your title, I think. But how long you been investing in mobile homes? Because I know you invest in a lot of things.
Man, believe it or not, it's been literally about a year.
Okay.
About a year. And I'm gonna tell you, Jose, I started seeing other people do it, and I said, one day I asked an old man in a group that I belong to. He kind of turned me on to mobile homes. When I started hearing them numbers, I was like, wait a minute, man. You bought something for 7,000 and you you didn't even put 7,000 in there and you sold it for 20? I, I ain't no rocket scientist. But that's some damn good numbers to me, man. And you start putting that on $100,000, $200,000 scale, you started to make some serious paper.
Mhm.
And guess what? I don't know if I should drop this nugget,
Bring it.
but a mobile home is a car, so I don't need a South Carolina or Georgia or North Carolina real estate license to sell it. Nobody can say anything to me. If there's
Simple.
land involved, that's a little bit different. But so far as the mobile home itself, hey man, that's why it's got a vehicular identification number on it.
And that is one of the biggest difference between the two. Yes, people live in both, but one is real estate and one is personal property. No different than a car, boat, motorcycle, just like Minion said. It's a car because it has a VIN. So how much simpler is mobile home investing from traditional real estate?
I
Money?
mean, the money is simpler. It's got its advantages and disadvantages, just like anything else. But
Mhm.
buddy, I'm here to tell you the advantages are way greater than the disadvantages. But just like any other strategy, if you go out there blind, like I could have got where I got a lot faster if I had somebody to hold my hand and straight guide me. But I got a high tolerance risk. Like I'm a former day trader of currencies and options and futures. So you got to have thick skin and a high tolerance level to deal with that kind of stuff. So I said, you know what, man, I'm gonna go out here and just try to do the same thing. And I ran into some pitfalls. Not gonna lie, it took me, if I had a mentor or something while doing it, I would have been able to see that up front, you know, but I didn't. So it took me going back and forth to DMV, standing in line for hours just for somebody to tell me I got the wrong form filled out. Well, you need to go over here to the state capitol and submit a form on abandoned property. I'm like, huh? What are you talking about? Nobody told me this stuff. But hey, I still got them taken care of, and I learned from the school of hard knocks. But that's what it takes. There were times I basically had to put my own money up while trying to wholesale a mobile home, just to show the good faith, because I knew I could get it sold. And if I couldn't, well, here we go. But it's I love it. I love it. You're also dealing with a different what's the word I'm looking for?
Clientele.
Yeah, a different, when you start talking about housing for 15,000 or less, that's a big difference in demographic from the clientele who are spending 150 just on the purchase price and another 50 on rehab costs. Okay, that's a whole different clientele that you're dealing with. So you need to be prepared for it.
Yeah.
And I think you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Notice I knew clientele. The second, yep, for sure. No, and it is. I mean, it is. You got to adapt. You got to adapt to different changes, different clientele, different customer. It's how you. I mean, even speaking to them, forget about the left and right brain. It's a whole different changes all around. But you adapt, and that's one thing you said. No matter what comes at you, you keep going, and I think that's the key. There's going to be challenges, and too many of these new investors, new kings and queens, and number ones, and I think it thinks they're easier than what it is.
Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of people make it sound easier than what it is because, I'm in the South, man, and I grew up in the South. I grew up in South Arkansas. I grew up in a little old small town, 4,500 people. It didn't really bother me, but to kind of give you the history, it wasn't too many people like me, especially in advanced classes in school. I was a Boy Scout. My mother was a school teacher, so she was all about not being a victim. You make your own way, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Don't you rely on anybody to give you anything. You're gonna have to work twice as hard to get it, and you need to go take it. So that was the mentality I came from. Well, when you up north, and I don't call it the north, I was in DC. These people look at mobile homes or manufactured homes and they turn their face up because they've only seen, I'm trying to be nice here, they've only seen the stuff that they show on TV. The news ain't news if it's good. It's only news if it's bad. So they show these manufactured homes or mobile homes all torn up, looking trashy, junk cars on the outside. I'm here to tell you, man, I came down to South Carolina, man. I fell up in they don't even call them manufactured home park. They call them something else. I forgot the name. It's a nice fancy word. But man, it's like 3 swimming pools in there, a couple of laundry mats. It's like an HOA. You can't park cars on the street.
Residential mobile homes. Yeah.
Yeah, HOA mobile home. Like, and I'm looking, I'm like, man, some of these are nice. You know how we all been kids before, right? So you know how you go to the hood and you're in the hood based on the cars that are parked in the parking lot? You know exactly what I'm talking about. Some of these parks are like that. You folks, I'm telling you, you got really nice mobile home parks, and yeah, just like apartments, you got really bad ones too.
It's like anything. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But the bad ones are where the money at. Legally, that's what I'm talking about. Usually that's where you can usually what I found is that the mom and pop parks that are run down, it's because they're tired. It's not it's not because they don't want to or they want to be a slumlord. And yes, you do have people like that. But usually when they're run down, it's because whoever owns it is tired of dealing with it, or it got passed to a relative who doesn't want anything to do with it anyway. So they just collect the money and let it just run down in the dirt till there's nothing left but the dirt.
Yeah.
That's from my experience. But you know, at the time of this recording, I've been in it for a little bit over a year, and man, it's been fun.
It's profit. Yeah. There's challenges, there's obstacles you got to overcome, and this is why you try to educate yourself to a minimum. You know, when I got started, I jumped into it and I figured out as it went. I had to learn a lot of the hard ways, but you know, it is what it is. But being said, mobile homes are profitable. There's no doubt. Why do you think more people are not getting into mobile home investing?
Because of their stereotype, which is what I meant to get to earlier. So when we were talking about like a different clientele and stuff like that, look, you want mobile homes, you need to, let's just say, have an open mind, but you need to understand you will be out in the country a lot. You will be out in the sticks a lot. Okay. Don't, let me say this, in sales, we say you need to be like a chameleon. Okay. So you need to adjust to the clientele that you're talking to, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
Okay. Don't talk to certain people like they got a Harvard degree. And also, you can't assume that you're talking to somebody with a fourth grade education. Don't get it twisted about the people who live in mobile homes and parks. Some people just want to be away from all the ruckus in society and some of the smartest people you'll ever meet. So just because that person is in a mobile home doesn't mean they're broke. Doesn't mean they got a few $1 million, but you can't judge a book by its cover, especially in the country. And I'm telling you that from experience.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, and I think, and that's part of the stereotype, the stigma that trailer parks, trailer chat. And when you watch movies and shows, like you were saying, 8 Mile didn't exactly show the best of mobile homes. So, you know, people immediately, oh, that's a trailer park. You stay out of there. You know, it all depends. And yeah, I have a saying, look at things from with your mind and not your heart. It ain't for you. You ain't there to live. You're there to make money. It's a business. So you have to see it in that sense. Yeah, no, I see a lot of that. Yeah, and it's getting, and like I said, easier. I think people they're expecting it to be too easy, almost given to them once again. If you're not willing to do the work, you're not willing to work. Hey, nothing works unless you do. So, you know, you got to get in and get a little dirty from time to time.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's been times, you know, I've had to visit a mobile home that's like an hour and 15 minutes away 3 separate times because I can't find the VIN number. You know, man, I'm out there with that. I'm out there trying to find the engraved VIN number on the trailer tongue that's already been cut off. It's sitting up under the house on the double wide that's already been destroyed by meth heads. So, how do you think I feel being out there under a house on the ground with some damn chalk trying to find the VIN number?
Oh, we can share some stories on locating VINs. That's a whole call for itself. My goodness.
That's a whole call for itself.
Yeah, and every insect, every spider lives under that mobile home. For those of you that are watching and don't know mobile homes, if Minion was out there doing that, I guarantee he was swinging around a couple times.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I ain't stupid, man. You know, long sleeves, long pants, socks, gloves, and everything.
For sure. How important are coaches and mentors in your from your standpoint?
So it's like this. And I always tell people about this mess with YouTube University. Okay. Yeah, you can go out there, it's all on YouTube. But chapter 20 might be the first chapter you look at. Chapter 1 might be the 20th or 25th chapter that you look at. So the information is all scattered. What works in one state doesn't work in the next state. It's the same like that with being a realtor. So you can take it the slow route, the cheap route, if you want to. Anything that's free gonna take longer. Period. That's just how the system works.
Mhm.
Okay. Paid, you get there much faster. So you can take a horseback across America, or you can take a jet across America. You take your pick. And you watch how long horseback gonna take you and how much money it's actually gonna take you by the time you get there. Okay. Or you could take that jet and call for $400-500 right now and be gone tomorrow.
Mhm.
So, I mean, if you understand what I just said right there, then great. Mentors and coaches, good ones, take you there real fast.
Mhm.
Bad ones, there's always an upsell, there's always this extra stuff. Well, that's not included. No, do your research, ask for reviews, ask to speak to the people the person has coached. Okay.
Yeah.
It's very important. And when I learned that, man, that's when I start like doing. So I consider myself a marketer before and above anything else. That's what I do, is market. Everything else is just a vehicle. That's all it is. So credit repair, business credit, lease purchase programs, all that kind of stuff. I'm a marketer. So that I say that to say this, I have coaches and mentors, more than one, in marketing. And yes, I do pay for mastermind.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I think they are a must-have. People have asked me if you could do one thing differently when you first got started, what would it be? Get a mentor. Because I spun wheels everywhere. I thought I was doing it. I was an introvert. I didn't want to talk to nobody, and nobody knew better. And that was not the case. I did okay for what I was doing, but I always keep back and thinking, how much more would I have done if I would have invested? And it wasn't that I don't want to invest. I just didn't care to talk to people a whole lot. But
I feel you.
it's just one of those kind of things that come. But I agree. Yes, and do your research. You got to. There's a lot of teachers trying to tell you how to do, and nothing against formal education, but if every teacher out there was as successful as what they're teaching, they probably wouldn't be a teacher. We'll keep that one alone. So we're gonna have to put something on this ratings here. YouTube might knock this video.
Right.
So okay, Minion. So we can keep talking forever. So I got a couple more questions for you. But that being said, is should more people invest in mobile homes?
I mean, man, I don't want it to get saturated like wholesaling. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to spill the beans.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it
I think people, it ain't people that don't want to do it. I think it's that fear that they can't overcome is forever and something that will always hold people back. I mean,
mhm.
I've had people come to me and 2 years later, yep, I'm about to get my first deal. In my mind, I'm thinking if you didn't get it in the first few months as you were getting coached, you're probably not going to get it now.
Nah, I don't know what the issue is with that. I will say this though, because of the industry, like it's lucrative, man. It's got its learning curve just like anything else. Um, yeah, more people should try to invest in mobile homes because I'm gonna tell you right now, it's the last frontier on affordable housing. And for those of you out there that are looking at passive money down the road, I don't want to say quick money because literally, yeah, you can go buy a mobile home today, turn around and sell it in 48 hours. If you know what you're doing
Mm-hmm.
without taking advantage of somebody. But the long-term passive cash flow on the mobile home, man, I know they say it's a depreciating asset, but it's not really depreciating as long as the rent is still going up every year or so. So somebody give me a new definition
Mm-hmm.
because that's not depreciating the last time I checked. But it is passive cash flow. And if you own the dirt under them, that's cash flow to infinity. I don't think y'all heard me when I said that. If you own the mobile home park, that dirt, that lot that it sits on is cash flow to infinity.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't going nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Unless, of course, a river can wash it out or something like that. But for the most part, that dirt ain't going nowhere. So you'll keep making money off of it.
You know, I was having a call with Bruce Buffer. Bruce Buffer called it. What you're doing is you're taking a Walmart parking lot and you're charging people to pay you to park there. That's how he defined it. I was like, yeah, I mean, as
That's
long as
what
that
you want to
mobile
call
home is there, yep, pay me my lot rent every month, and it continues to bring that passive income, and that's what you want, absolutely. And they ain't make people listening on here. They ain't making no more dirt.
it.
What is there is there. What is zoned, that's a whole nother as well as planning, zoning is, and where you can't have mobile homes. But yes, I mean, essentially that's the goal. Start out with some mobile homes, wholesale and bird dog, whatever you want to do. Own the dirt. You got to own the dirt sooner or later.
Mhm. That's the
Minion,
big.
it is awesome having y'all. We're gonna have to do this again before soon. And for those of you watching, we are and Minion are
We
now
should have a
doing
special on the war stories. We should
What's
have
that?
war stories.
Yeah. We might have to call it a something and put some PG-13 and rated R ratings.
Yeah, man, we might have to do that, or I just make sure I bite my tongue when it comes to those. The stuff they don't teach you. This is the stuff you find by trial and error, man.
For sure.
But it's lucrative, man. Jose, man, I really appreciate you having me on here, man. Let's do this again soon. It's something I love to talk about. It's right up my wheelhouse, man.
For
Right
sure.
up my wheelhouse.
All right. If y'all want any more of these calls on here, send us an email. So go to GarciaMHU.com. You can always link there. We can send you Minion's email as well. But yeah, Minion, thank you for coming on here. Till next time, sir. Have a good
All
evening.
right. Thank you for having me. Good night.